going on? Blossom is back, and welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. You see that in the top right corner? You see that? 14 million. I am sorry, I haven't done a 1 million pack opening in a while because I went back into saving mode, okay? For the past like 2.5 weeks, I've just been saving. Obviously, you guys know that 10 mil is my zero, so by now I probably should have done at least 4.5 pack openings, 4.5 1 million pack openings. I haven't done that because I am paranoid that there's an update coming, and I've been paranoid that there was an update coming for the last 2.5 weeks, and every day that passes, my hope just dies slowly. Anyway, yeah, I'm not optimistic anymore. Remember when I made that Mercedes revamp video? I genuinely thought that an update was around the corner. All the signs were pointing at it, at least to me. The Top Drives conspiracy theorist that isn't the same. You know what? At least my conspiracy theories about updates aren't as bad as, you know, Sad Dickman's update about YouTubers getting better drop rates. That thing is hot garbage. That's bull. Okay, I haven't gotten a single epic or legendary in the month of June, and I've opened a lot of packs as well. Anyway, I'm sorry, I haven't done a 1 million pack opening in a while. I went off a tangent because I was saving, because I thought there was an update coming, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So once I get up to 15 mil, I'll make 14 mil my new zero. I guess the 4 million that I already made is my, I guess, new update fund, save fund. And then I'll just do 1 million pack openings until God knows when the update arrives. But anyway, have you ever thought how to beat Blossom in an event? I mean, to be fair, I have a lot of brands where I'm like really weak in or kind of average in, but have you ever thought about destroying, Blossom in an event? You see where I'm going with this? Today I'm going to be talking about my weakest brands, my weakest manufacturers. These are manufacturers where I see if there's an event coming up for this one manufacturer, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not even going to try. Like, I'm just going to farm it. You know, it's not even going to bother. I'm going to be tier 5. I don't really care, okay? So these are my weakest brands, and we're going to start off with Audi. But before I actually start off with Audi, I wanted to let you guys know that the weakest brands is in relative terms, okay? I'm not going to count Ariel because herder, I've won Ariel. I'm talking about weakest brands in terms of like manufacturers where I have a weak collection in, and the manufacturer itself is pretty competent. Like, it has a variety. It has legends and epics. It has standard tires and off-roaders and performance tires, sometimes maybe even slicks. You know what I mean? You get the gist of it. Like, I'm not gonna say that I'm weak in Ariel or Apollo or SCG, because I don't have the one and only SCG in the game. That's too obvious, okay? Or KTM. So these are going to be brands that I'm genuinely like weak in, and you would also see multiplayer events for these particular brands. So starting this off here is indeed Audi. My Audi collection is, well, very sad. I've never unpacked a legendary. I've never won the legendary prize car. This was actually one of my dream prize cars to win, but I was really sad that I couldn't win it. I think the requirements were Alfa Romeo, Italian Renaissance, something like that. I didn't have a chance. I don't really like Alfa Romeo anyway. And then obviously the entire midsection of the Audi Epic range I do not have. In terms of the lower end, I have one of the super rares, or 2 of the super rares out of the 4, and I have all 3 ultra rares. So this, you can say, is kind of like the least weak of my weakest brands that I'm showing you today. The main reason for this is because it's mainly due to neglect, right? I have 4 Audis here. In fact, I have 5 because I have 2 RS6s. Actually, no, I have 7 because I have 2 RS7s. The problem is, it's neglect. You know, out of the 7 epics that I have, I only have 1 of them max, and I have unpacked a lot of Audis in my time. I've unpacked the Cabriolet, I've unpacked the TT, I've unpacked the RS2 twice, but like I said, it's neglect. I don't want to upgrade any Audis because most of them are really bad. And then the Audis that I have upgraded have kind of betrayed me, right? I had this max, it went down to low. I had this max, and it went down to low. I had this, I knew I wasn't going to max it because guess what? It went down to low, and it was the same story for the RS3. So to me, every single Audi here is a ticking time bomb, so I don't want to invest in them, and that's why they're a weak brand for me. That being said though, I have always wanted the SQ5, never got it, which also means that in terms of this brand, I don't have any of the all-surface tires, I don't have any of the off-roaders, and I don't have any of the convertibles. I had this, right? I got rid of it. This was back when it was RQ26 and it was a hot garbage. This thing is actually still surprisingly medium, but I don't think it's gonna stay that way forever. I've also never unpacked any of the legendaries, so yeah, we're starting with Audi. That's one of my weakest brands. But moving on now, it's just gonna get weaker and weaker and weaker. The next one that I want to talk about is Citroen. I mean, I don't think that showing this is an accurate representation of how weak, or the best representation of how weak my Citroen hand actually is. So I'm gonna jump into my garage and show it to you in a bit later. But here's what I got with Citroen. Nothing. I have 2 commons, 3 commons, and then it's just a wasteland. It's just the Badlands, right? I have 1. I got the BX GTI, I think because I needed a medium ground clearance French rare for a challenge. So I got that, and then obviously I have 2 C2R2s, 1 Citroen Metropolis. I do have 2, but one's only max. I never won any of the prize cars, and to be completely honest with you, the Citroen GT was pretty easy to win. But once again, I couldn't win it because my hand was too good. But yeah, never had the prize cars. I don't have any of the epics, no all-surface tire cars, and I don't have any standard tire Citroen besides the single ultra rare. Just to show you in comparison how bad it actually is, let me go into my cars, let me go into manufacturer, and let me go into Citroen. I only have 9. I literally only have 9. If I go into all cars, it's just a wasteland. Once again, I was really close to winning the BX4TC. I got 13th, and what I believe was a BMW final, and once again I was really close to winning the Citroen GT if I had one epic that was lower in RQ but also higher than the Cayman GTS. I needed an epic that was in between like 72 and 76. Very niche. If I had that, then I would have won the Citroen GT because my hand was really good. I was able to beat the last round. I just wasn't able to beat like the penultimate round. The round before the penultimate round. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. But yeah, Citroen, man, it's a wasteland. And I'm gonna just show you Audi as well. It's not good, but you know, Audi is weak by choice. I had a lot of these cars and I fused a lot of them, you know. Had the RS5, got rid of that. Had, you know, a lot of these low-end epic Audis, I got rid of all of them as well. The only Audi I really want is the SQ5, and I've never unpacked that. I've unpacked it for Enqui, I've unpacked it for Ernesto, but I haven't unpacked it for myself. I'm starting to think that I never will. Anyway, next up on the list, we are moving to Italia, and no, it's not Lamborghini. Lamborghini is probably one of my strongest brands, and that wasn't by choice. For some reason, I just always pull Lamborghini. But anyway, it is indeed Maserati. Where is it? Here we go. This is also a very weak brand. As you can see, absolutely nothing. Never won the prize cars. To be fair, I will win the birdcage by like the end of the year, I think, because it's kind of funny. I was talking to some of the guys in my server and they were like, yeah, we don't know what the next ARC prize car is yet after the KTM, and I was like, no, we do. It's the birdcage. And they were like, wait, what? It just shows how irrelevant this thing is. I mean, honestly, I'm not looking forward to getting this. It's gonna kind of be like the Alfa Romeo Skigera or the Volkswagen Nardo. It's just gonna sit there and rot, and then 2 months down the line, I'll forget that it's even in my garage. But I'll get that. But for now, you know, I have a very weak hand. I've actually unpacked every single epic Maserati in the game. I fused every single one of them as well, funny enough. Maserati to me is kind of like Audi. It's mostly just neglect, so I don't have any of the all-surface tire cars. I have none of the epics, none of the legendaries. Really, Maserati to me is just the ultra rares. I have some of the ultra rares. It's funny because if it wasn't for me being bored, I think I would only have the Gran Turismo, Levante Diesel, Quattroporte, and the Gran Cabrio, and the Quattroporte. So those 5 max, but because of sheer boredom, I maxed the Coupe Grand Sport. I was forced to max the Assetto Corsa because of a pack opening video I did, and I was forced to max the Ghibli because of some kind of special tag, and I was forced to max the Birdcage because of also some kind of special tag. I think it was in the shadows. But yeah, really, Maserati is a weak brand for me. To me, when I unpack a Maserati in any of my pack openings, whether it be epic or ultra rare, it is immediately just Fuse. To me, it's just Fuse. This is the Fuse brand. This is like the Italian version of Audi to me. I like Audi, to be fair. All right, I know, Enqui, I know you're watching. I like Audi, but in the game, not so much. In terms of the lower rarities, once again, very one-sided. I have the dragsters, right? 67 handling, 77, 68, 72 is okay. But I don't have the Maseratis that are kind of like the handling beasts. I mean, they aren't really handling beasts. They're only going to go up to like 82, 83 handling, something like that. But, you know, if there were any low low-end twisty Maserati events, I'd get the shaft because I don't have any of the Carif or the Spider. I only have the Ghibli and the I have the Drags. That's literally it. Moving on, another very weak brand that I have is this one's gonna be fast. This one is Suzuki. I think everyone has a weak Suzuki hand. But look at this. Okay, let me show you my collection. My cars. 3. Think about it. If I made this video, I think in like November of 2020, it would have been 2. It would have been the Swift Rally spec and the Ignis. Because then I didn't win the Pikes Peak yet. So yes, I won the Pikes Peak, but you can't help but deny that this is an incredibly crappy collection that I have here. I missed the Ultra Rare, which, to be completely honest with you, it's actually one of the few Ultra Rares that I don't have and I want to max. Right now, I'm in a bit of limbo. You know, most of the ultra rare fuses, I have 52 ultra rare food right now. I don't want to touch, I don't want to max because I don't need those ultra rares. There's only a small pool of ultra rares I don't have that I really need. The Suzuki Kizashi is one of them actually. The other one is the Mazda CX-9, so Japanese 4-wheel drive standard tire cars, that's what I need. Obviously, I never open Japanese carbon fibers, but I open a lot of Japanese premium packs because you guys like me to see that when I do a 1 month pack opening. So I'm surprised I never got that, so that's basically the most key Suzuki non-prize car. I don't have it. In terms of the super rares, I have none of them besides 2. I have none of the rares or the uncommons or the commons. So Suzuki to me is a bit of a joke, and my collection is also a bit of a joke. I mean, yes, I have the best car in the game, but really I use the Pikes Peak out of Suzuki events. I mean, we barely get Suzuki events anyway, and also it's a very RQ heavy car. So if there were any Suzuki event that was, you know, anything less than 350 RQ, I'm in trouble. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't even be able to join because I only have 2 cars. But yeah, moving on. Obviously, this is one that everybody saw coming. It is indeed Volkswagen, obviously. Go to manufacturer and let's go into the bottom. Here you go, 92 Volkswagens, I mean, in the entire game. I have nothing in terms of Volkswagens. Now, Volkswagens in relative terms to my competition, I have a significantly weak hand. I know what you're saying, Blossom. You have a Legendary, which is, you know, stock. You have a Volkswagen CC, which has a couple upgrades in them, and you have 4 Golf TCRs. That is all true, but in relative to my competition, this is a joke of a collection, okay? I mean, a lot of my competition probably, you know, even though I advised a lot of you guys not to, they probably opened those hot hatch packs where they probably got the Volkswagen Golf GTI W12 or the R400. That being said, if they didn't open the hot hatch packs, they probably opened the 2007 packs because that pack was actually pretty good. And if they were unlucky, they would have gotten this piece of crap. That being said, though, my Volkswagen hand is just a joke. I don't have any other legendaries besides the 1 prize car. So if there were any Volkswagen final where prize cars are not allowed, I can't even use that. The only Volkswagen Epic I would remotely kind of want would be the W12 Roadster. Don't have that. I don't have any of these crappy little Golfs. The CC is okay, but I don't have it maxed. I think I only have 1 upgrade into it. And then in terms of the ultra rares, once again, there's no variety here. No variety whatsoever. I don't have any medium ground clearance Volkswagen, no all-surface tire Volkswagen. I only have TCR. That's it. I have 4 TCRs. And it's not because I want to have a strong Volkswagen hand, it's because I want to have a strong front-wheel drive hand for clubs. That's why. So that's why I have 4 TCRs. It's not for Volkswagen, it's for clubs. And then once again for the super rares, it's just the bare minimum, you know? Like it's 1 all-surface tire car, 1 standard tire car, 1 performance tire car. That's it. It's one standard tire car until recently when I got the Beetle because of 2010 to 2014. To be fair, it did help me a lot through the challenge, but I got nothing else. I don't even have the Lupo, and a lot of people say the Lupo is good. Even I say the Lupo is good. The Lupo is good. If you don't have the Lupo, guys, you should collect it. But I don't have it because it's so ugly, man. And yeah, once again, bare minimum with the rares, if not even worse. And then the uncommons, it's really just 2 up GTIs. I only have this because it's 1999. That's my birth year. And yeah, nothing much. Not much, really. It's quite funny, actually, because all the super rare Volkswagens, I maxed out for a special tag. If it wasn't for the special tags, I would have 0 super rare Volkswagens. When you think about it, this one was like Ride of the Storm or some crap like that. This was Ride of the Valkyries. This one was for I think this was for a prelims or something like that. And then once again, this one was for the 2010-2014 you know, Citroen GT series. So every single super rare Volkswagen I had to max because I had to do it, not because I like to do any of it. So yeah, I mean, one day I might probably max the Atlas just for the meme, but we'll see. One part of me wants to max the Atlas for the meme. The second part of me is kind of like, if I have the Atlas in my garage, I feel like I'm cursing my garage like a voodoo doll, you know what I mean? But the last one I want to talk about is a bit of a shocker. This one is actually a really popular brand, which I am very, very weak in, okay? And that is actually Jaguar. So this is my current Jaguar hand. I have two Legends, the F-Pace and the XE. I have a maxed I-Pace, which is a key epic to be fair, and then I got nothing else after that. I mean, I have 5 epics, but all of them are stock. 2 575, 2 XJ13, 1 XKR, and then to be fair, the ultra rare collection for Jag is pretty strong for me. And then the super rare is kind of just on the side. And then rares I only have 2, and then uncommons is all prize cards, and commons are all prize cards as well. So basically, why do I say that my Jaguar collection is weak? Like I said, I'm comparing this in relative terms to my competition. A lot of people won the XJR9. Unlucky me, right? I won the irrelevant prize card, the one that's trash. I would have much rather, I think anybody watching this would much rather win the XJR9 over the Project 8, unless maybe you're Ambong. But like, yeah, it's like I won the irrelevant prize card, and the one that's actually useful, I missed out on, okay? It's the same thing with the legendaries. I mean, a lot of people have CX-75s. I don't. I remember there was one event where the CX-75 was key, and I was like, you know what? I could probably still sneak in top 10 because well, I mean, what are the chances that 10 people are gonna have a CX-75? It was the top 15. I think the top 15 hands all had either the 2010 CX-75 or the 2013 CX-75. I actually know a lot of my patrons who own CX-75s maxed. I'm looking at you, Umbang. I'm looking at you, Corn. Like, I can't pull those, right? And then you have the cars like the F-Type and the XJR15. They've been in the game since the dawn of time almost. I mean, since like 2018, right? Early 2018. Don't have any of those. Never won the Epic Prize car. Once again, I do have the I-Pace, but I don't have the other key epic Jags. I don't have the TWR, which a lot of people have now because this was actually given out as a prize car. And most of the time when 1960 to 1990 GE carbons come out, most people open them where this is a 1 in 2 chance. I didn't because once again, like I said at the start of the video, I'm paranoid about a new update coming, but it looks like it's not coming. So I'm, you know, saving up for no reason. And then I'm also missing out on the Project 7, which is like, or even the F-Type. 2 Jags I've never unpacked before, which I really want because they actually are kind of like the British Hellcat, you know, great MRA, kind of semi-low 0 to 60, so I want those. The 575, once again, it's a decent car, but kind of like Audi, my Jaguar hand is weak because of neglect. I think that this is gonna go low. I'm really paranoid again, you know, like I think it's gonna go low. It's medium right now. I think the 0 to 60 is wrong. I mean, every website that you search up, and I've mentioned this so many times, so you might have heard me already, I don't want to be a broken record here, but any website you search up on the XJR 575 tells you that the 0 to 60 is between 4.4 to 4.1. Nobody says 3.9. So if this was actually low and this at 4.1 0 to 60, that would be a really trash epic. I wouldn't want to max it out then. And then the XJ13, it's on my list of cars to max out, but you guys have seen my epic like list of cars I want to max out. That's at the bottom of it, which is really unfortunate. This one's also on the list for me to max out, but also at the bottom. At the end of the day, it's kind of just neglect again, you know? I like Jag, but I don't love Jag, and because of that, I just never invested in the brand, and this is a brand that a lot of people invest in. Jag is a very popular brand. They have a really amazing pack. I mean, it's Jag after all. But unfortunately, I just didn't jump on that hype train like many other people, and it doesn't really help that I didn't win one of the best prize cars in the game, which is the best prize car for Jag as well. So that being said, Jag genuinely is a weak hand for me. Usually when I see a Jag event, I just farm it because, you know, I have a Project 8. That means Jack. That means absolute jack. The Project 8 sucks. If it's all dry, you're better off with the rear wheel drives like the XJR or the CX-75s, even though they're all wheel drive, or the XJ220S or the XJR15. And if it's wet, then you might as well just use the I-Pace, you know what I mean? You're like, I think the only time the Project 8 will beat the I-Pace is if the Project 8 is like maxed. You think I'm gonna max this? No! just no. And yeah, I mean, it's 0.2 seconds off 0 to 60 off an Epic in the Charger Hellcat, which is just even more sad. Why are you RQ90? It makes no sense. But anyway, that's going to be it. Those are my weakest brands. I feel like this was a nice little switch up, because every time I talk about my garage, I don't want to, I feel like I'm boasting a bit, It's like, oh, look at me, look at my legendaries, oh, look at my Dodge collection. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. So might as well show you my vulnerable side, my vulnerable side. Oh, my weak side. Oh. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Let me know in the comments, down in the comments below, what your weakest hands are. Is it similar to mine? Is it different? And I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace. I bring the toast in the back and we going berserk with the guns on the rack, and we taking account to the sound of the crack. Running from us with the pop and the, cause we're making the moves and the sound of the P. Calling the shots, bitch looking at me, and we taking account to the flow in the back with the drop in the cash, this ain't a prank. Moving like water, talking with vibe, I'm back undercover to mama's desire. Keep riding the flames like a man on a mission, rejected again, but you better go listen. Pop up at Billy, run up the Billy, my face on the boards and you all gonna see me. I whip my wrist to look guys, it's Yachty, flexing the club, something sincerely Louis. Hey.